Hello my friends, bit earlier today. I've come up to the cottage to give you an update on Kittengate. Before I do, I've got an unboxing. But it's good to see you, thanks for dropping by. It has done nothing but rain all day. There's a slight respite now, so I was able to walk up the track and retrieve a parcel which I'm going to unbox in front of you. Drinking a nice wee drop of Malbec. Not smoking a pipe again because I've had one pipe today, one bowl today, which I just finished off about 10 minutes ago. So I'm not having another one. I'm not minded to have one now. So a little bit of snuff, Hedger's menthol. Should keep me right, shouldn't it? I failed miserably yesterday. My target was 3 bowls, and I ended up having 4. What I noticed was, of an evening after supper, that last 3 or 4 hours of the day, it's very difficult just to have one bowl within that time frame. Because as you remember, I have one at about 11, one mid-afternoon during this, and I was planning to have just one bowl after supper. But trying to manage 4 hours, particularly if you're enjoying a drop of wine or port over a period of 4 hours, very difficult to limit that just to one bowl. So I in fact exceeded it by 1 bowl to 4. Now, judging by the comments, you've been very good. A lot of you have come back and told me exactly how many bowls you have. One as little as 1 to 2 bowls a day. Some were like 10 to 15 to 20. Unbelievable. The sweet spot seemed to be 3 to 4 bowls for most people. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it kind of was looking, the mean average, if you like, of most of my viewers. They have 3 to 4 bowls a day. And of course, don't forget, some people work for a living. I don't, I'm bone idle. But I suppose if you're working, it's difficult sometimes just to stop and have a pipe. And one interesting fellow said that he manages to keep his down by not smoking the whole bowl. I have a tendency to smoke the whole bowl sometimes. And what he did was he filled it up and just had a puff here and a puff there and a puff, that sort of kept the bowlage down. I need to keep my bowlage down. So that was, I'm most grateful for that. Thanks for getting back to me. And on the kitten front, well, it's all been a bit odd. I mentioned the fact that should I or shouldn't I get a kitten, and I was looking at a particular kitten over at, is it Ellesmere, Ellisport? Anyway, it's quite away from here, but not too far, well over an hour or so. And we messaged the lady in question very early on in the day and didn't get an answer till after last night's video went out. And that went out, I don't know, about 6, 7 o'clock. Still no reply, still no reply, still no reply. And I'm somebody who likes to plan my days, or at least have an idea of what I'm going to do the next day. Now, I think today is Thursday. I think it is. I thought, well, I'm in suspenders here. I can't plan my day. I don't know, am I going all the way to Ellesmere, Ellisport, or wherever it's called? Or am I going to be working on the house? What am I going to be doing? I knew the weather was going to be inclement, so I thought, well, that's a good day probably not to be working on the land. And I could be driving up there to collect a cat, or at least to look at a cat. Anyway, I was about finished for the day, or the evening, and it was about 11:30 at night. I get a message. Said, oh yes, you'll have no problems chasing the squirrels with these ones and everything. I'll phone you tomorrow. Well, I haven't brought my phone up with me. It's 4:45 now. 4:45, not a squeak out of her. And there are a couple of other warning bells. One that they seem to have been available for a long time, and I don't think any of them have gone. And two, she appeared to be keeping them in some sort of hut or something outside the back. And also, she's just very, very bad at responding. Not workmanlike at all. And so I started to get slightly worried because they were Bengal crosses. Bengal crosses, I think, are fairly popular. I mean, if you go to Bengal, which I'd love, going to be a bit of a handful in a little caravan. Might be a bit different if I was living up here. I mean, the land would suit a full Bengal. But they're quite big cats, and they're very inquisitive, and they love jumping into sinks and things. It could be pandemonium in the caravan. So I thought half Bengal is good, because you get all the sort of stripes and spots and all the rest of it, and hopefully their Bengal nature has been somewhat denatured to the point they might just be a slightly more sociable. But Lisa made the admirable point that if they've been just left outside, more or less doing their own thing, in a cattery or a hut or a shed, and have not been in the home being manhandled since kittens, they could become quite feral. In other words, if a human being tries to handle them, they could be going, "Wah, wah, wah." Is that how they go? And not want to be picked up. So I had the thought that, you don't want a feral cat in the cougar on the way home from Ellisport. Ellismere, Ellisport, can't remember. I could have it stuck to my face as I'm trying to drive. Claws in my cheeks. I thought, this is not good. Well, I mean, it might not have been the case. I mean, they might have meek and mild, but a bit odd that they were all still available weeks later. I wonder if somebody or a group of people have been around and they've gone, oh, aren't they sweet? And they've gone, like this. And so nobody's bought them. And maybe she's got customer fatigue, a little bit like I had. When I was selling my house up in Yorkshire, I had so many viewings until I had an offer. And they all pick faults with this and faults with that, and oh, this needs doing and that's needed. By the end of it, you get customer fatigue, and and I was always the one showing them around. And by the end of it, I just thought, oh dear. And I thought, yeah, they're coming round again. Load of tire kickers having a day out. Yeah, that's the stuff. No, she may have been suffering from that, poor girl. So we won't hold it against her, will we? So the problem then, of course, was. She said she would phone today. So, of course, I go to bed like an expectant father. And you see, that doesn't provide for a good sleep. Although I was all right. I got my sleep in after a fashion. And half thinking that, well, I've got to be up early because I bet, she said she'd phone tomorrow, so she'll be phoning first thing. Wake up, don't see a thing. Now, yesterday evening, I did look at some other cats, which say they were Bengal crosses. I think they were just tabby cats. But they may have been. But there was only one girl left, and she had too much white on her, and it just didn't look wild enough. I rather like things to mirror me. I want them to be totally feral and untrained. And the one remaining kitten didn't. But I had messaged because originally there were more. Now, I came in and did my meditation, as I do every morning. But I took my phone with me, and afterwards I had a look at it. I thought, no emails. But then I saw there was a message on WhatsApp. And one of the ladies had contacted me via WhatsApp. And I thought, oh, that's why I haven't bloody well heard from them. And I wasn't quite sure. Is this the one with the one lady kitten left? Or is this the one with the original 3 Bengals that I wanted? Bengal crosses. And I actually asked the question. I said, are you the lady selling the three Bengal? Yeah, yes. So I said, oh, great, and everything. Jacked it all up to go today for 2 o'clock. Now, this was nearer. This was in Telford. And then when I got back to the caravan, I had a look at it. I thought, hang on a minute, have I got the right person here? This person has said she's the one with the 3 Bengals. Turns out it wasn't. It was the one with the 1 female kitten left, which was quite, too much white. White paws, white underbelly, white all over the face. And I thought, no, I don't really want that. I know it sounds fussy. So, I then had to apologise, say, oh, I think I got the wrong lady. Have you, got her address and everything and ready to take off? Glad I didn't. Gosh, can you imagine it? Arriving there, expecting to see these 3 Bengal crosses and yet seeing this one sort of tabby thing, which she was passing off as a Bengal cross. I thought, what a disaster. And I wasn't in a very good mood at this point. I thought, another wasted day. I was in suspenders yesterday, and here I am in suspenders again. Oh. And I thought, well, then I just thought, come on, obey your own rules. You're the man that goes on about equilibrium and unravelling and all the rest of it, while you get your knickers in a twist. And then I realised I hadn't had my pipe that day, or a coffee, or even a poke of snuff. And so I was tetchy, my friends. Yes, you heard it here first. Father John was tetchy. Well, I am human, So, what then happened? And then what happened was we found another one that just popped up. Same site, same website. And they looked exactly like the ones that we originally liked. Only it was a different person, and it was in Telford as well. And who knew? Telford, the capital of Bengal cats. So anyway, I think, I'm going to message, because there were 3 cats. One had a lot of kittens. One had a lot of marbling, what you call marbling, big sort of swathes of black, very attractive. And that was a girl. And the other one was a girl, but that didn't look like anything like a Bengal. That was bits of all sorts of, I don't know what it was, just sort of black and white really. And then there was a boy who had all that lovely sort of mini leopard look going on. And so there was a boy and 2 girls. So I said, I like the boy. And so I thought, right, let's message her, see how we get on. So I go to press the message and it goes, only allowed for premium members. I thought, here we go. Because they'd only just been listed. So that was only open to premium members on this website. So I then had to become a premium member. I looked at Lisa and said, look, I'm a Yorkshireman. I don't want to spend $9.99 just to send a message for a cat I probably won't even get. Well, she said, just do it. So I obeyed. Begrudgingly. I growled a bit myself. $9.99, Yorkshireman. It actually hurt, putting in my MasterCard number. Oh, how it hurt. I paid my $9.99 dutifully. And anyway, so, and then what happened? Oh, and then she got back to me. This one was far more business-like, not like the first one. You never, has no idea how to respond to an email. Or a message. This one was straight back. Yes, I've still got all 3. Interest has been shown on the girls, but the boy, because I said, well, can you just reserve the boy? Yes, can do that. Yeah, there's only been interest in the girls. And I said, I'd like to see it as soon as possible, etc. She said, how about tomorrow? I said, yeah, that'll be fine. Getting all excited by this point. top and bottom of it is, she asked if I could go about 11 o'clock. So I need to get myself to Telford tomorrow for 11 o'clock. And if all things being equal, as long as I don't notice anything drippy about the cat, or ill or whatever, as long as it's relatively normal, I think the decision has now been made, my friends, out there on the YouTube. A cat it is to be. But I'm one of these people who never count my chickens. Is that a mixed metaphor? I don't count my kittens until they've hatched. But what has happened is Lisa has shot off because she's run out of milk for a tea. I don't drink builder's tea. She drinks builder's tea. I only drink, as you know, only the finest of Chinese teas, Hong Pao, brewed on the inner thighs of Fujian virgins, or something like that. It only grows on one side of a mountain in Fujian. So I don't put milk in my tea. I'm far too grand for that. Anyway, top and bottom of it is that, and she's so bright, my head of works, my chief engineer, she said, ask her what food they've been eating. As I'm out, I'll get some. So I did. I messaged her and she told me what food they were eating. So by 5 o'clock tonight, I shall have a litter tray delivered by Amazon with some cat litter. You remember I said I put a down payment of faith on this thing. There'll be food in the cupboard tonight for the kitten, if it is to arrive. And I bought a cat basket last night with no cat. I got the basket, I just haven't got the cat. And it's a glorious basket. It looks like it's from the sort of 40s. It's a wicker basket, but it's grander than your normal cat wicker basket. It looks like, some of you will know what I'm talking about now. You remember Lloyd Loom? Most of you will have no idea what I'm talking about. But you remember the Lloyd Loom laundry baskets? Well, there's something looking on my... Does that... No, it's okay. I'm just looking at my screen. Is it warning me? I have no idea. Remember the Lloyd Loom laundry baskets? That sort of interwoven, very good wicker. It's made like that, not just interlapped wicker, but that tight woven... anyway, you'll see it, because I'll show you it. I mean, it's not going to arrive in time for the cat's homecoming, but if it has to go and stay in Wales occasionally or be taken to the vet, I'm sure it will come in useful. And this thing is a thing of beauty, my friends. This wicker basket, as is the cat. So there we are. That's an update on Kittengate. And what a long story it was. To say not very much. Unboxing. I've not opened it. I've not opened it, friends. Take one Bowie knife, unsheath it, like Kill Bill. Some of you old pioneers there in America, you'll know what I've got in my hand there. I've got me a Bowie knife. I mean, you know, they're supposed to be fighting knives. All I do is, like an effete priest, open parcels and things with it. Needs sharpening, actually. I thought it was sharp. Clearly not sharp. Enjoying this. As much as I am. Do you know what's in it? I think you do, don't you? I have mentioned it before. I've no timer today, so who knows whether this is recording or not. If it runs out, who cares? You've heard the update on the cat, and that's all you care about, really, don't you? You're not bothered about these silly parcels. Rotten overcast day. Am I looking a bit darker in here? I usually look a bit blunt, but we'll insist on sitting by the window. Now you see, my friend Richard, he gets his lighting spot on every time because he's a proper filmmaker. I'm useless. I'm just going to manhandle it. No, I'm not. I'm not even strong enough to do that. Ooh, don't cut your fingers off. It's the bloody thing I would do as well. So odd, actually. It's in a Timberland shoebox. Look at that. I had some Timberlands, didn't I? Arrived the other day. Go with those. I could sell my Timberlands and say they're in their original box. How incredible is that? Oh, and my 8mm socket came from Snap-on yesterday. Oh dear, it's one of those ones with all the... I shall be able to get it out with all of that. You know these little things? They're a blimmin' nightmare, aren't they? Do you get those? Do you have those in America, those little things? It's bloody well wrapped. And this is it, they go everywhere. And they spill everywhere. Quite a challenge. But I'm up for it. Oh, here's another one got out. The challenge is to pull this out. And there's another one. My challenge was to pull this out and keep all those horrible little things in the box. I tell you what, they're pros, these people. I mean, look at that. This stuff, I don't know what this stuff is. And so it continues. Wine tastes nice. I know you do like to see me smoke a pipe, but I really couldn't cope with another one. Not really in much of a pipe mood. I will be though. In an hour's time I'll be gasping for one. I'll just have to see how it goes. Somebody said my mouthing could be because I drink whiskey, and that I don't know what it does. He said it does something to the lining of the mouth. It can, I don't know, do something to it. And he said that combined with the pipe's tobacco could be aggravating your mouth. And I think he's right. Although you'd expect it therefore to be on both sides, but it's only on that side. Well, it's been well packed. I'll give them that. This stuff is great. I don't know what it is. It'll be something recycled, won't it? Oh, I haven't got long enough arms. Oh, there's one thing, but it certainly wasn't going to break in. And then inside that, bubble wrap. Incredible. Well, this has got to be the longest unboxing in Christendom. Are you all well? I had lots of lovely emails. Some said, I would say about 80% said get a cat. 20% said no, don't get a cat, get a dog instead. Much better idea. And 5%, although the maths are not right there, are they? About 5% said get both. But people, you have to realise that I'm not living in the house. Can you imagine me with a puppy dog, a puppy Bengal, living in a caravan? I mean, come on, get real. This is a good size. I can see that from right off the bat. I've now got everything I need for this Sunday. There we have it, my friends. I don't know how much you'll be able to see in this light. I'm not sure how much I can see in this light. But there it is. Now this is a thing of beauty. I have no regrets in buying this, and it wasn't expensive. I'm not going to get out of my chair, so you've had it. Anyway, you saw a good close-up the other day. I'll lean forward though. Look at that. For celebrating the Holy Mysteries. Marvellous. Now remember I was telling you about the gold wash inside. Are you getting a view of that? That might, and for proportion's sake, this is my Tudor goblet. There we go, look. Tremendous. I'm really pleased with that, my friends. Really pleased. Sitting beautifully as well. What a lovely thing. I think that dates back to the late Georgian period. I suspect my furry ball has been making some noise. Because I forget that it's there and I keep knocking it. Anyway, I'm probably going to run out of time now. I've been really chortling on, haven't I? I'm going to love you and leave you, my friends. Lisa may already be back with the cat food. I'll have to get up early tomorrow to get all my prayers in and get off to Telford. And come back with a cat. It's about time I had another animal in my life. I get lonely, you know, when I'm on my own up here. After a fashion, I don't get that lonely. But it'd be nice to have a bundle of fun causing mischief around the place. I shall teach the cat the art of Zen. He can sit with me on the cushion, meditating in the lotus position. The pair of us could be actually nestled in my lap as I meditate. And with that, my friends, I'm off. I've had enough for today. I've achieved nothing other than chase cat owners. But I've talked to you, and I enjoy doing that, my little parish of miscreants, misshapen, mischievous mavericks. And do drop a line. I love reading your comments. This week I haven't got back to any of you, but I will do. I'll have a lazy morning and get on the old tippy-tappy and say hi to some of you, if not all of you. And with that in mind, my friends, I will love you, leave you. Father John signing out. God willing, I'll see you on tomorrow's episode of A Parson's Progress.